about the Tulsi plant for a moment. You've likely seen it, right? Gracing courtyards all across India.
Oh yeah, that vibrant green presence.
Yeah.
People tend to it so carefully.
Exactly. It's really more than just a plant, isn't it? It feels, I don't know, woven into daily life, almost like part of the family.
Revered as a mother figure, often.
Yeah. Maybe you're familiar with this. Maybe you've offered water or lamp yourself. But have you ever stopped to, really think about why? What makes this specific plant so sacred?
Who is Tulsi Devi?
Right. And what's her connection to Lord Vishnu? That's a huge part of the tradition.
Well, these are exactly the questions our source material dives into.
Yeah.
And to really get it, we need to go back.
Back in time.
Way back. Into this story that's described as, well, divine, but also really poignant.
Yeah.
Tragic, even. It's a story filled with intense love, loyalty, but also deception and a powerful curse.
A divine curse. Sounds serious.
It is. So yeah, in this deep dive, we're going straight into that story.
Yeah.
Tulsi and Vishnu, understanding the curse, its whole legacy.
All right, let's do it. Where do we start? The very beginning.
The very beginning. Before she was the Tulsi plant we know, she lived another life as Vrinda.
Vrinda, okay. And the source describes her as, what? Beautiful,
Yeah.
pure-hearted.
Extraordinarily so.
Yeah.
But what immediately jumps out, and you mentioned this earlier, is her lineage.
Oh, right. Daughter of the demon king called Nemi. That seems like a major contrast.
It really is, and the text highlights that duality. Born into this, let's say, darker lineage, but her essence, all light, deeply spiritual.
So how did that play out in her life?
Her childhood was apparently all about meditation, prayer, living by dharma, righteous conduct.
Okay.
And crucially, the narrative stresses this unwavering vow she took, purity, dedication entirely to Lord Vishnu.
That really sets the stage, doesn't it? Establishes her character so strongly.
Makes what happens next even more impactful.
Which is her marriage to Jalandhar.
Exactly. Jalandhar, described as this incredibly powerful asura.
And his origin story is pretty dramatic too, right? Something about Shiva's rage and the ocean.
Yeah, born from Shiva's wrath hitting the ocean. So you have this intense, volatile power source right there.
And marrying him for someone devoted to Vishnu, like Vrinda, that feels like it's setting up some major tension.
Oh, absolutely. Jalandhar's linked to Shiva, known for that potent, sometimes destructive energy. It's a stark contrast to Vrinda's focus.
You often see in mythology marriages where destinies collide, where conflicts spark.
And this one feels particularly charged, given those differing spiritual connections.
So this marriage happens, and then we learn about Jalandhar's power, his invincibility.
Which, fascinatingly, isn't really his power, is it?
No, that's the key thing. It's tied directly to Vrinda. Her purity, her devotion. It's like her virtue is his shield.
The text literally calls it a divine shield. It's a powerful idea. Her chastity, her devotion, protecting him.
It suggests that, genuine spiritual commitment can actually have real-world effects, like invincibility.
Exactly. It's not even a blessing given to Jalandhar, more like a consequence of her inner state.
And this shield, this protection, it was seriously powerful.
Oh yeah. The text makes a point of saying even major gods, Indra, Agni, Varuna, couldn't touch him.
Wow. No wonder he got arrogant.
That's what happens next. This invincibility seems to go to his head. He doesn't just defend himself.
He goes on the attack, declares war on the gods.
He even challenges Vishnu and Shiva themselves.
It's like that reflected power just emboldened him completely.
Definitely seems that way. It's a classic theme, isn't it? Unchecked power leads to hubris, challenging the cosmic order.
And that usually doesn't end well in these stories.
It sets him on a collision course, for sure. And it puts the gods in a terrible position.
Right. So now they have this unstoppable demon, basically. What do? The source calls their situation desperate.
It was. They couldn't defeat him as long as Vrinda remained. Well, pure and devoted.
The shield was too strong.
Exactly. So they face this painful decision, as the text puts it.
And this is where it gets really dark, involving Lord Vishnu directly.
Yes. The gravity of it is palpable. Facing this existential threat, they turn to Vishnu.
The very god Vrinda worships. The irony is just thick.
Profound irony. And the plan they come up with, it's betrayal.
Vishnu takes Jalandhar's form.
Yes. While Jalandhar is away fighting, Vishnu goes to Vrinda, looking exactly like her husband.
Oh, man. Can you imagine? She thinks her husband's returned.
And the narrative says she welcomed him, completely unaware.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
So she welcomes Vishnu, believing he's Jalandhar.
And in that moment, unknowingly, her vow of chastity is broken. Her devotion is, well, violated.
Exploited in the worst way possible. It raises questions, doesn't it, about divine actions, morality.
Absolutely. Even gods resorting to, let's say, morally ambiguous means when the stakes are cosmic. What is dharma in that situation?
And the result is immediate, right?
Instantaneous. The moment her chastity is broken, poof, Jalandhar's divine shield is gone.
He loses that protection.
And the text just states it flatly. Shiva then kills him on the battlefield.
Wow. Cause and effect. Swift. Brutal.
It really highlights that link. Her power, his strength, break the source, break the protection.
So, Jalandhar is dead. But then Vrinda, she must find out the truth.
She does. And the source describes her world just shattering.
The anguish. The betrayal. Not just by a god, but by Vishnu, the one she revered above all.
The emotional weight must have been unbearable. Personal betrayal, spiritual betrayal. Her faith, her love used against her, leading to her husband's death.
That grief, that disillusionment, it leads to her reaction, doesn't it?
Yes, her powerful reaction. The curse.
Just as you have made me suffer separation, you too shall suffer the pain of separation from your beloved. That's powerful.
Raw heartbreak, pure agony speaking. And it's not just words, is it?
No, the narrative connects it directly to Vishnu's future avatar as Rama.
And his separation from Sita, her abduction by Ravana, that deep pain Rama feels. It's the curse fulfilled.
So even Vishnu isn't immune. Actions have consequences, even for gods. Karma.
Exactly. Divine repercussions. Vrinda's curse acts like this cosmic balancing act. And linking it to the Ramayana, such a core epic, it just shows the weight, the reach of her words.
What happens to Vrinda then, after the curse?
In her despair, the source says she leaves her body, relinquishes her mortal form.
But that's not the end of her story.
Not at all. Something miraculous happens from her ashes.
The Tulsi plant arises.
Yes. Sacred, pure, eternal. That's the origin. A transformation born from sacrifice and sorrow.
It's beautiful, but so sad. Does the source say more about why this plant became so central, beyond the origin?
Well, that origin is central. It signifies her purity, her devotion, enduring beyond death. Her essence transformed into something eternally sacred.
So the plant embodies her virtues.
Exactly, but, there might be practical layers, too. Tulsi has a long history in traditional medicine, Ayurveda. It's seen as beneficial, purifying.
So maybe a mix of divine story and practical use cemented its place.
Could be, but the primary significance definitely stems from Vrinda's sacrifice and transformation.
And what about Vishnu? How does he react after all this?
The narrative shows him feeling guilt, compassion even. It's a more nuanced, almost human portrayal.
So he recognizes the impact of his actions.
It seems so. And he grants a boon to Tulsi. He acknowledges her devotion was true, despite his deception.
What's the boon?
He declares her the eternal consort in the form of the Tulsi plant. And crucially, no worship of me shall be complete without you.
Ah, okay. That explains everything, why Tulsi leaves are essential in Vishnu Puja.
Precisely. It's Vishnu's way of perhaps making amends, elevating her, acknowledging her righteousness, integrating her permanently into his worship.
It suggests even gods can, learn or seek reconciliation.
It's an interesting thought. Redemption, maybe.
And this leads to the actual tradition we still see today, Tulsi Viva.
Yes. The symbolic wedding of Tulsi and Vishnu, celebrated every year in the Kartik month.
A reminder of this whole story.
Exactly. And the text emphasizes no puja for Vishnu or Krishna, no big festivals like Diwali or Lakshmi Puja are truly complete without offering Tulsi leaves.
So it's not just mythology, it's living practice.
Deeply embedded in contemporary Hindu life.
Okay, let's step back. Looking at this whole incredible, complex story, what are the main takeaways the source asks us to reflect?
Yeah, several things stand out. First, obviously, the sheer power of devotion, bhakti.
Vrinda's devotion literally made her husband invincible. That's immense.
It shows inner spiritual strength having tangible, world-altering effects. It's not passive. It's an active force.
And then, the flip side, the consequences of deception.
Huge consequences, even for Vishnu. He paid a price, suffering that separation as Rama.
It reinforces that idea of karma, doesn't it? No one's exempt.
Even divine interventions have costs. It's morally complex. Was the deception justified by the cosmic threat? The story makes you ponder that.
And the curse itself. The source suggests it's not just punishment.
Right. More like a tool for cosmic balance.
Yeah.
Vrinda's curse wasn't just anger. It was like restoring equilibrium after the deception disrupted it.
Interesting way to look at it.
Curses in mythology often function that way, rebalancing the scales when dharma is violated.
And Tulsi herself, she becomes the symbol.
A profound one. sacrifice, devotion, and ultimately divine union with Vishnu, from devoted wife to sacred plant.
It's quite a journey.
Absolutely. She embodies Vrinda's virtues, transformed but enduring.
And finally, I guess the story shows that even divinity isn't free from pain.
That's a really important point. Yeah. Gods experiencing separation, sorrow, karma. It humanizes them, makes them relatable.
Shows that the path, even for gods, has suffering.
Which allows us to draw deeper lessons, perhaps. Understanding that hardship can be part of any journey, even a divine one.
So next time you see a Tulsi plant, or you offer leaves, it's not just a simple act.
Not at all. You're connecting with this whole deep, poignant story, remembering Vrinda.
Honoring her devotion, her sacrifice, her transformation into Vishnu's eternal consort.
Exactly.
It really changes how you see it, doesn't it? Like the narrative says, it's not just a myth.
It feels like a sacred truth, passed down, carrying these lessons, this incredible story.
A narrative that still resonates, offering insights into devotion, consequences, the divine feminine.
So much packed into the story of a single plant.
Jai Tulsi Devi.
Jai Shri Vishnu.
Jai Sanatan Dharma. Thank you for joining us on this really fascinating deep dive.
We hope exploring this story has been insightful.
Yeah, hopefully it illuminated some of the meaning behind Tulsi's reverence. We definitely encourage you to explore more stories like this.
There's so much profound wisdom to uncover.